A major highway brought to a standstill.
I'm Daisy Caballero in North Portland. How ODOT reopened I-5 just hours after a massive fire torched the pavement.
And nurses at 6 Providence hospitals hitting the picket lines.
It sends a very clear message.
All as hospital administrators say a fair offer is on the table.
Rather than responding to those proposals, ONA gave us a strike notice.
Plus, the Portland Teachers Union pulls its controversial teaching guides, though some say it's still not enough.
There hasn't been any apology. There hasn't been any recognition of the harm that they've caused.
Also, why forecasters are cautiously optimistic about Oregon's fast approaching fire season.
As a region, I would expect that we're going to see below normal activity.
Command to dispatch, if you got ODOT handy, we got propane tanks exploding. They're going over on the other side of the freeway. We need that freeway closed now.
Yeah, tense moments there earlier this morning in North Portland, where a busy stretch of I-5 has reopened after a trailer carrying propane tanks caught fire, causing explosions on the roadway. The images on your screen are from Portland Fire and Rescue. They show just how big that fire got.
Yeah, scary stuff. Crews worked all day to repair the road after the flames burned so hot they turned some of the asphalt there into a melting mess. The road reopened just as the evening commute really picked up, so while traffic is all moving now, it's still very slow. This is I-5 at Kirby, where the road that was closed earlier, that's the left side of your screen, was just jammed but is moving there. A bit further south, I-405 at Alder, also running fairly moving again, northbound on the left side of your screen, coming toward you on the way to the Fremont Bridge. Well, thanks so much for joining us. I'm David Bolko.
And I'm Christine Pitawanich. Let's get right to our Daisy Caballero, who's live from the Skidmore overpass for us in North Portland, where ODOT reopened I-5 northbound just about an hour ago. Daisy, that 12-hour road closure, brutal.
That's absolutely right, Christine. Yeah, I-5 northbound is officially back open, like you said, after a 12-hour closure. And what's also back is the traffic. I mean, check it out yourself. You can also see the fresh asphalt on 2 of the 3 lanes here along the burnt grass from the propane tanks that caught fire and exploded.
There definitely was some exploding canisters.
Dozens of propane tanks caught fire and exploded near the Swan Island exit on the northbound side of I-5 around 4:50 Tuesday morning.
Ooh.
Waking up neighbors near the area to their homes shaking.
It wasn't shaking like an earthquake, but it was a shake that woke me up.
Yeah, a little bit. The windows would rattle every time one of those propane tanks would go.
It was crazy. It just kept going and going and going, and all of our neighbors were up just outside looking.
ODOT quickly closed down the interstate in both directions as Portland fire crews rushed to put it out, with tanks exploding into the southbound lanes.
So yeah, there was explosions occurring. Could be quite a significant danger to rescuers as well as spectators or observers on scene.
Rick Graves with Portland Fire tells KGW about 120 propane tanks caught fire and burned for about 30 minutes before they could put it out. It was a fire that was felt from afar by AJ Foshmark.
I kind of came out and checked it just to kind of look at the other end of the bridge, and I could feel the heat from there.
Several northbound lanes were significantly damaged as ODOT crews quickly started an emergency repair by grinding and paving the affected areas, which in turn brought unusual traffic into some neighborhoods and their morning commute.
So it probably took me, 20 extra minutes to get home this morning than it normally would have, which was a bummer, but, planned accordingly and made it happen.
Portland Fire says no injuries were reported and it's looking into the cause. But when they got to the scene, there was no vehicle or tractor attached to the trailer.
Just thankful it didn't spread. I'm thankful it happened, in June instead of August. Happens later in the summer. We might have had some, brush fires and stuff.
Now, the big question still remains, where is the person who was driving this trailer? Well, Portland police said that they are investigating and trying to find that person, but that they don't believe that person driving was intentionally put this trailer on fire. Back to you guys.
I suppose that's another silver lining in all of this, right? Thank you, Daisy. Okay, let's get to your headlines now. Beginning in the Dalles, where police shot and killed a man. Authorities say it started just before 2 this morning when the man stole a commercial tow truck. Police say they caught up with him nearby, and after a short chase, the suspect rammed into a police car outside a gas station and then attempted to run into other police vehicles. That is when authorities say 2 Wasco County Sheriff's deputies and a Dalles police officer opened fire.
The officers on scene feared for their safety and the safety of their colleagues on scene and made the decision to fire.
Well, the suspect died in the hospital. No officers or deputies were injured. The 3 who have fired shots have been placed on paid administrative leave, which is standard protocol.
And it is a sign of progress in downtown Portland. Today, construction crews began removing the security fencing around the federal courthouse. A fence first went up in 2020 during social justice protests. Demonstrators sometimes targeted the building. In 2021, it was taken down, but protesters vandalized the building again. Then came a concrete reinforced steel fence that stayed for more than 3 years. Now, there are big stainless steel doors that could be lowered for protection.
And the Big Easy will soon be a direct flight away from PDX. Today, Alaska Airlines announcing daily nonstop flights from Portland to New Orleans beginning in January and running through the spring. That's just in time for Super Bowl 59 in February, and of course Mardi Gras. Daily flights will depart in the morning with returning flights in the evening. New Orleans will be Alaska's 55th nonstop destination from PDX. Matt?
All right, well, this is a good time of year to not fly anywhere because the weather is so great, right? Look at the Oregon coast right now. Cannon Beach, not a cloud in the sky. Nice and cool there. Temperatures in the 60s. Up on the mountain, yeah, there's some clouds up on the hill, but it's a lot warmer than yesterday, 52. Remember yesterday, it topped out of low to mid 30s there. Looking south, some fair weather cumulus clouds over the Cascades. Those will dissipate very quickly now that the sun angle is dropping. So we will be warming up and getting hot-ish for a couple days, right around 90 for Thursday and Friday, so it doesn't last all that long. Where it is lasting long is back east. This is a major heat dome, similar in a way to what we had a couple of years ago, except they've got a bunch of humidity with it as well. We'll track that, let you know how long they're going to stay hot back east in a bit, guys. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Matt. Happening right now, thousands of nurses at 6 Providence hospitals are on strike, hitting the picket lines after they, along with their provider, failed to reach an agreement.
Deidre Johnson joins us live from Providence St. Vincent Medical Center. And Deidre, the nurses are saying this strike is the largest in Oregon history.
Thousands of nurses are out on the picket lines at 6 hospitals. It's day 1 of the strike that will last 3 days. Providence says despite the strike, though, the hospitals continue to run smoothly. Instead of working in the hospital and helping patients, Amy McCrae is out on the picket lines.
It's kind of hard not to be inside and wonder how the ER is running and is everybody doing okay.
She's been a nurse for 19 years, but says things have changed for the worse.
I have to pay $250 to go to the ER in which that I work at. Our out-of-pocket is $6,600 for a family.
Amy is one of thousands of Providence nurses on strike with the Oregon Nurses Association. Those at the bargaining table say they want safe staffing, better benefits, and competitive wages.
A lot of people start working here and they find other work elsewhere. And so, a lot of building a great hospital is kind of the culture.
Providence says the Oregon Nurses Association hasn't responded to their latest proposals.
We put comprehensive proposals on the table for all 6 hospitals. Unfortunately, rather than responding to those proposals, ONA gave us a strike notice, so we don't know where they stand.
With no agreement, Providence brought in replacement workers to fill in during the strike. And they say so far it's business as usual.
The Providence nurses ensured that the handover went well and that our replacement nurses had all of the information they needed to ensure that we were able to continue providing excellent care.
While the strike is set to end Thursday, nurses say they hope to come to a resolution with Providence soon.
We're all out here when we'd rather all be in there, but we also know that this is important for, getting a good contract and getting a settlement.
The contract for the replacement workers ends Sunday, so nurses actually on strike may not be able to go back to work right away.
Okay, thank you for that report, Deidre.
After weeks of tension, the Portland Teachers Union has removed pro-Palestinian messaging from its website.
Let's bring in Thomas Schultz now. Thomas, first Jewish leaders and parents push back, and now it sounds like some candidates for city council too.
Yeah, David, Jesse Cornett, who is endorsed by the teachers union, sent the union an email asking them to stop using the phrase "from the river to the sea," which he deems anti-Semitic. The email comes after the union published pro-Palestinian content and teaching guides in late May, some of which referred to Israel as colonial settlers. Other content argued Hamas's October 7th invasion of Israel was not surprising. And now other city council candidates are speaking out too. Sam Sachs, a candidate for District 2, says the material was slanted, and he's already filed a complaint against the union through Portland Public Schools. Still, he's worried the removed material could lead to problems for students and staff.
I believe what they did by putting that information on the website has created a anti-Semitic, discriminatory and bias and unsafe environment for Jewish students and teachers.
And another union-endorsed candidate's campaign manager is meeting with Jewish teachers tonight to hear more about concerns revolving around this material. Now, in a statement, Union President Angela Bonilla says they voted to temporarily remove the content and will update the guide to focus on Oregon ethnic studies and district policies on curriculum and censorship. David?
Thanks, Thomas. Appreciate you following up on that.